Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Show to Be with Mike G, the show of life, the show of whiskey, the show of butchering, the show of the military, 9/11. This is a very interesting conversation with beverage director at Juliet, Jeramy Campbell. He grew up on a farm. He learned how to save money. He was making money at a young age, and he has probably some of the most rigorous and respectable work ethic of anybody I've ever talked to. Just for example, lifting bales of hay clear over his head on a 2,000-acre farm. It's pretty brilliant. It's pretty brilliant stuff. And we get to talk about whiskey. We get to talk about Juliet. We get to talk about some of the other great things happening in Austin. We, just in time for Negroni week as well, Jeremy so wonderfully shared a Negroni sour on the menu there at Juliet, and it is a beautiful rendition of the classic cocktail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this great chat with Jeramy Campbell.
Yeah, it was for great fun. I mean,
What? This is electrical.
yes.
How much damage was there?
I mean, it sounds like they're going to be out of work for a month or two, even.
Fuck, is that destructive?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I'm not sure if it happened while they were working or after everybody had gone home. But
Yeah.
it sounds like a lot of damage happened.
Man, it's just like one of the worst plumbing, right? Water leaks, everything's fucked. Electricity. I mean, I'm just glad nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
You know. So from what I understand, it was 4 hours. Is that right? 4 hours of
Last
just
night? Yes.
rough and tug. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And,
Insane amounts of.
yeah. And you know Speed Rack. And
Yeah,
you
for
get that
sure.
whole concept. And so this was a practice round pretty much for them.
Oh, okay.
For Speed Rack, because they are the Texas finalists going to New York here in May, and they oh my God, Madeline, that girl just crushes it. Her speed and intensity. I worked with her 4 years ago, and
Where were you guys working together?
Pichet for a minute.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
But yeah, working with her and seeing her how she's evolved these days is just incredible. How she can kill anybody probably as far as speed and craft. You can take on any guy here. And
There's no doubt there.
yeah,
There is this because I sat down with her months ago now, and there is just this intensity, and I'm like, where did you get so intense? Like
she's always been intense.
But that's funny because it's like no, because I think about what makes someone intense. Like Lee Marvin, right? And I talk about Lee Marvin. Lee Marvin's fucking intense. But why? Probably because he lived like a very, very rugged life, taking lots of punches, drinking a lot of whiskey. And at least from my recollection of my conversation with Madeline, it was like this spontaneous thing that just somehow shot through her, and she was immediately like totally serious and like really focused. And so I love that because it's like a superhero, you know?
She's always had one of the strongest personalities that I've ever seen in a female. And it really attracted me to her.
Yeah.
Right off the bat when I first met her, and it also turned a lot of people off in a lot of ways.
What do you think it is? Just about just people being assertive, or I mean,
exactly.
God forbid a woman being assertive.
Exactly, and that's it right there. Them taking a strong female.
Yeah.
And then she went to Australia for a little while, and I think it really helped balance her out and humble her in a lot of ways. And then she got
heartbreak will do that, man.
Got into yoga,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she came back, and she found that balance between her assertiveness and just it humbled her in a lot of ways.
Kind of warmth and stuff too.
Absolutely.
She's still. I mean, when we were talking. I was talking to Philip earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even like midway through their 20s really yet, you know. And they're. It's actually kind of scares me. Like, what are they going to be able to achieve? You be able to make things levitate. Like that's how much talent they have now.
Yep.
Look at them at like 35. I mean, it's gonna be an insane difference, you know. But so it was a good time. I hear everybody. What was it? They kind of bid. It was like auction style on the round.
Yeah. So they would make each female would make 4 drinks.
Yeah.
For each round. So there are 8 cocktails being auctioned off, and the bidding would start at $20 for all 4 cocktails.
Gotcha.
And it would go up from there. we started out in the beginning of the competition benefit at maybe $45-$55 for each round.
Yeah.
And it ended up getting up to $180, almost $200
for 4 drinks.
for
That's
4
insane.
cocktails. Raised over $2,000
Amazing.
in 4 hours. And
perfect. And it seemed like everybody was there to support it really, really fast at the Townsend, which is a great spot to do it.
Absolutely.
Too. You know,
Justin's got a great program there.
And good mustache, too, typically. I'm just kidding. I give him shit all the time about it. But. Well, so from what I understand, and I understand very little, I'm going to be very honest that my dossiers on people are really built on things I can Google, right? So it's easy. It's easy. Don't come in cold. Don't come in totally cold. But I was reading, you're not a Texan, right? You grew up in Michigan? Yeah, which is crazy because I lived in Canton for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a shocking thing going to the Detroit Museum and hearing gunshots and stuff, when you're young.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
Luckily, not luckily, but I grew up in northern Michigan, 4 hours north of Detroit.
Oh, cool. So up the top, atop the Mitten part, Upper Peninsula?
Actually, right below the bridge.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
okay.
right below the bridge, and on a 2,000-acre family farm.
Oh, amazing.
So,
what kind of stuff do you grow on a farm in Michigan?
So we started out in the cattle industry, and then mid-'90s, the beef just plummeted. So we got out of the cattle industry and went all agriculture. We started growing hay for horses. So very high-end hay. We started a trucking company as well, started shipping down all of our hay to Florida.
Why Florida? Just a big meat?
That's where people have money.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, there we go. It makes sense, yeah.
So, and plus they didn't have the product that they needed in Florida readily available. So, we started shipping down there, started feeding the Budweiser Clydesdales.
No kidding.
SeaWorld, Busch Gardens.
So you were born in Michigan on this 200, you said?
2,000.
2,000 acres. I mean, that's an insane amount of land.
Yeah.
Were your folks, did they grow up agrarian as well, like kind of farming?
They did, yes.
Similar kinds of things, industry, meat and everything?
Yes, they were, my grandfather had gotten a nice chunk of money in the oil industry. And just ended up buying up a bunch of land and still had assets in oil as well. But then, we ended up turning it all into forestry and then farming.
Interesting. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do. 2 sisters and 1 brother.
Older, younger?
I'm the oldest.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
So you had to, I just imagine, how much did you have to work on the farm?
I started working full-time in the summers when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, I figured, right?
I was driving tractor at 8 years old.
It's fun, though, kind of, isn't it?
No, it was. And I very much adopted my father's work ethic.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I wanted to work. And I was like, I'm making $3.50 an hour as an 8-year-old.
That's pretty good.
Right?
I can't remember. I was making shit at 8 years old.
Exactly. I was like, making more money than anybody else in my class.
Yeah. Well, I certainly wasn't driving a tractor. I don't know if anybody want me driving a tractor.
So then, and this was right when computers were, had their big heyday, and the internet was becoming popular.
How old are you now?
I'm 30.
Okay, so this is right around 19. You're talking 80.
1994.
94. Okay.
When
I'm doing my math.
When everybody started getting a computer in their houses, and Gateway was a big thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I saved up and bought myself a Gateway computer.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because those things were not. It was pretty expensive at that point.
$3,000.
Yeah. And then you look at it now, and it's like we pull out our phones, and it's really the same thing. This is old man talk, I think.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But were you the first kid to kind of have a computer?
Exactly.
I mean, it's your computer.
My own computer. Absolutely.
That's great. And your dad's probably
then 2 years later, then schools started getting computers. Mm-hmm. So at least where I come from, which is a very rural area.
Yeah.
So
what's the city called exactly?
Johannesburg.
Okay.
Johannesburg. It's outside of Gaylord.
Okay.
That's probably the closest town that anybody has ever heard of. Around there, I graduated with 42 kids in my class.
42 kids?
42 kids.
Did you get to ever what's social life like outside of kind of working hard all the time?
That's the thing. As a kid, I really didn't have much of a social life unless it was sports.
Anything that you played particularly?
I played pretty much every sport.
Okay.
Football was my main sport.
Offensive?
I was actually offense and defense.
Okay. I was going to say, well, there's only 42 of you. Absolutely. They got to make you play. Like, you're the quarterback and the cornerback.
It's funny. I was a beefcake when I was in fifth grade.
Really?
And that's when I started, and they had me playing center. And then it just kind of kept evolving. In seventh grade, I shot up, went through puberty, and I continued. They kept me at center, and then also a defensive end. I was quick, skinny, fast off the ball.
Yeah.
And I was taking on these 400-pound nose guards across me at 160 pounds.
Yeah.
But I was quick enough to get down there and just take out their knees and then pretty much fall down.
Man.
Fall right on top of me, more or less.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like maybe you were wide and then you grew tall, but you didn't. It just all kind of like sucked up, right?
Exactly.
That's how it happens. You grow into that.
Well, and especially when you're working on a farm and lifting hay bales all your life.
Yeah.
I had
the best deltoids in the family.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. Just like total, lateral lifts. It sounds like maybe there's good makings here for like entrepreneurialism and kind of ambition because you got money. I always wonder, like, did your dad want you to follow in those footsteps?
He did. He originally had planned on. I believe he originally had planned on me doing that, and I had originally planned on it.
Yeah.
As well. It was probably once I got into the restaurant industry when I was 16 that probably started opening my mind to new things.
Yeah.
And then after Iraq, and I was also in the military.
Yeah.
That kind of got this whole idea of checking out new places in the world and traveling. And
because I'm trying to I always add this stuff up. It's like in other words, I'm writing your book, right? So of course I'll make nothing on it, but you'll make everything. It's good. So at that point though, because you said you started working in restaurants at 16, like bussing, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was bussing, dishwashing, and making pizzas in the back.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
16 years old, and I had more work ethic than any kid they've ever seen.
Well, I bet. I mean, at 8, you're buying a computer when you're young. You're making through 50. Like, no one can mess with that. Yeah. Which makes me wonder. So, when you're getting out of high school and everything, was college ever on the radar, or was it something you were just going to keep working?
When I was in high school, it was all about sports.
Yeah.
Pretty much for me. I was like, I've got the farm. I'm happy with that. And then I started bartending, and I was like, wow, I've got this extra money too.
Yeah, yeah.
And high school, I didn't focus at all. Girls and
girls and sports. Hey, girls, yeah.
And I did end up by the end of it wanting to. I pursued criminal justice.
Interesting.
At first, and then when I'd gone to college for a semester, decided to join the National Guard. Figured it would help me with my resume as far as being a police officer.
Oh, so that was the ultimate goal?
No, that was the goal at that point.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yeah. Really. And then was deployed a couple times and deployed to Iraq for a year and a half.
In the Coast Guard?
No, in the Army.
Army.
Okay. Yeah, Army National Guard. And when I came back, it had completely did a 180 as far as my political views, what my whole vision was on life.
How long were you out there?
In Iraq?
Yeah.
Year and a half.
That's quite a while.
Oh, yeah. So, especially when you're there.
And
it's when you're about to go home that's the longest. You're still going out and getting blown up and just like, oh, man, you're just hoping that you're so close. You're so close. And that's like the most anxiety you'll ever have in your life.
Just anticipation and like trying to get out of there. Like, I mean, I can't like do we have any idea? Just being white guys. I mean, me, right? Like we don't have any idea what it's like.
Absolutely not. Yeah. I mean, I had no idea, and I thought I did. It's not until you get there and you meet the people and you smell it and feel it. And just live it. I mean, it'll change your life.
Do you feel like you said your political views changed when you came back?
Yes.
Would you say they went more conservative, more liberal?
Definitely more liberal.
Yeah,
much more.
I guess I'd be wondering why I was out there. I don't know. I mean, that's a whole different conversation. But
right.
You got to question it. I would question everything, right? Because it's like you're there. It's, God, to a much lesser extent, it's like anything that we consume, we don't really understand. We just take it for granted that it comes from this place, that smells this way, that's made by these people, these personalities. And then, once you dig into it, you're like, holy shit, this is actually pretty tangled. There's a lot of things at stake here.
Coming where I was born and raised, I did not realize how much money was being wasted and how much corruption there really was out there. I was very much a huge patriot, and not saying I'm not a patriot.
Yeah.
But like when 9/11 happened, I was like, okay, it's civil duty to go out there and do something for my country. And a bunch of people that went to my school also joined the military for those same reasons. And I think it's probably where we came from. Very much a blue collar.
Yeah. I mean, it's a noble reason, right? Like, as if you ever needed a reason to do it, like that would be the biggest reason ever, you know. And it's so weird because again, like you look at the country kind of at a top level, 30,000 foot view, and you're like, yeah, blue collar people are the ones that go to war, and it's like it's fucking messed up, man. It is because it's like, well, rich white kids, I mean, they're not going. Nope. They want to keep driving and doing cocaine and let their parents buy their way out of stuff. So, I mean, that's pretty telling of you, right? You're working hard on the farm. You're making money. You're busting everyone else's ass in terms of work ethic. And you're like, I've got this duty as well. So did you ever think about it in terms of it paying for college and things?
Yes. That was also another whole idea of it. I mean, my parents weren't paying for college for me.
No.
So, my sisters, my parents made sure they paid attention in school.
Why them and not you?
I think it was just the whole male thing in the family. You know, you're gonna grow up and run this farm.
That's right.
So
man, well, it's you guys. I mean, are they still living in Michigan, or do they?
Everybody's still in Michigan except
Very
me.
Cool.
My youngest sister, she's going for a doctorate right now.
Oh, no kidding!
Couldn't be more proud of her.
That's insane. That's great.
Yeah, she's done amazing.
What field?
Actually, nursing.
Okay.
But neuro.
Very cool. Yeah. I mean, it's. Do you ever wonder, like, well, why? Did you ever feel like maybe you wanted that route instead of that that responsibility on your shoulders?
It's funny when I came back. Well, it's not funny, but when I came back from Iraq, the time that I felt like I was doing the most, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I felt like I was getting the most out of my life was when I was helping people that were injured. So actually, when I came back, I dropped out of criminal justice and went into nursing.
Oh, okay.
So went to nursing school for about 2.5 years. At the same time, I was bartending and managing a very large chain restaurant.
Oh, really?
Chili's.
Nice.
Yeah.
So many people come from Applebee's.
Yeah.
It's insane. All of it. But chili, I'll tell you what. El Presidente Margarita.
I'll tell you what. That's the first time I ever used fresh lime juice.
See?
In a cocktail.
Chili's is groundbreaking in their own way.
Exactly.
For sure. But so did one kind of start then taking a preference over the other because you're doing helping people in a way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd always loved bartending. You know, bartending was, you're kind of the cool kid in school compared to the servers because you can engage your customers in a different way than you can as a server.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I started just revamping kind of Chili's bar program, setting up their bars to become more efficient. And then,
like multiple locations?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So just really got into it. And then that's when it really sparked my interest is, what else is out there? What else can I do?
Yeah.
What other ingredients can I play with? And then I started going to different craft cocktail bars that we wouldn't even consider craft cocktail bars today.
Yeah.
And then I visited Austin once, fell in love with it. Went to East Side Showroom.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Was that the Dressel days? Was that back then? Or
this is Chauncey.
Oh, okay.
This is Chauncey. Yeah. So visited there once, and Chauncey was the first bartender that I met, and I was just blown away.
What brought you down to Austin in the first place?
My cousin had just
really?
moved down here, and I was visiting him. And he showed me around town. And
sticks with you, man.
Yeah.
It's like a mistress, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because you go back and you're still thinking about it. Like, even when I'm not here, I still think about Austin like that. Oh, so romantic. Right?
My first experiences on 6th Street were awesome.
Yeah, they're totally awesome at that point. Like, how old were when you got back from Iraq?
I was 22.
Okay.
I turned 21 over in Iraq.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then your early 20s, man, the world is your oyster kind of thing.
Yeah.
You could do whatever. And then, are you traveling a bit for the Chili's gig? Kind of going to other stores?
Just in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in Michigan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
But yeah. Then I got married. And,
okay, well, this is good. This is a good stopping point for a second.
Okay, yeah.
So you've so wonderfully brought up a couple cocktails. Now, what I understand, because we're here at Juliet, and it's a beautiful patio, man, it really, like, the foliage is really nice and green. It's very open. There's parking, which is also really nice down here in Barn Springs. And you guys are very much, is it classic or would you say modern Italian?
Modern Italian.
Yeah. Fresh made pasta.
Everything's fresh.
Stuff. Amazing.
Absolutely.
It smells great too.
If tomatoes aren't in season, we won't have tomato on a dish.
Love it. That's great. So then your task, man, being the beverage director for Juliet, right, is you have to mirror that same kind of seasonality, I imagine, right, with the cocktails. So, and I looked at the menu, you've got like a fine kind of level Negroni blend of stuff. Lots of different Negronis, a couple other cocktails, lots of wine, which is great.
Absolutely.
Biggest challenge there, developing that menu? I mean, is it difficult for you?
No, I don't think it was difficult at all. I mean, I got a lot of inspiration actually at this place.
Yeah.
And,
it is that way, right? Like that,
especially
you step into that
especially
room.
with Italian spirits.
Yeah.
There's so much out there and so much history with Italian spirits and vermouths, fortified wines. There's just so much of a palette to play with.
Sure.
So many colors that you could paint.
And literally colors, man. All of them are. It's got so many different colors. You know,
some of these cocktails that we're creating are absolutely beautiful in flavor and in imagery.
I love it because you've got one that's up. Well, actually, they're both up, but one that is perfectly clear, brown, and then the other which looks. I'm not even gonna guess because I'll be wrong. But so which ones are we looking at?
All right, so the one that you're looking at right there is the Negroni Sour.
Ah, nice. Okay.
So
egg white.
Egg white, yep.
Perfect.
So it's going to be your classic Negroni build, your 1-1-1, and then you have simple lemon egg white.
Man.
And it's like a creamsicle. It's been one of our most popular Negronis out there, besides the classic Negroni.
Oh, man. Yeah, the egg white, basically. What you do is you've just managed to, by using that fat, you've brought everything together, and there is no sharpness. It's perfectly round and sippable, and it's a 1-1-1 hardcore drink.
Yep.
I'll tell you one thing about the Negroni. For a long time, this is when I was younger, we're trying to like prove to ourselves we can drink like classic drinks.
Right.
The Negroni being like the perfect example. And so there was a time and place where I was drinking Negronis, and I remember I went to visit my parents up at Dallas. We're at this like kind of nice Italian place, and I order a Negroni. Server has no idea what I'm talking about, mind you. But I get it. They make it. It's all right. And then my dad comes. He's like, "Oh, what are you drinking?" I'm like, "A Negroni." And then I toss it over to him, and he's like, "This is horrible." Like, yes. Yeah. So this is such a wonderful and accessible Negroni.
It's a great segue.
Totally good.
We also have one that's called the La Petite Negroni, and we call it Baby's First Negroni, which is vodka, Aperol, and some Coqui Rosa.
Coqui Rosa, oh, that's good too. Yeah. Man, it's really good. I know I feel real selfish here just sipping these cocktails.
Oh, no.
No, please, you have to jump in for sure here. And then this other
this I call it the Golden Fiore, or Golden Flower. And it is green tea infused scotch.
Which scotch?
Using Famous Grouse on this.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah. What kind of? Keep going.
Mila chamomile grappa and Dolan Rouge.
That's such good, man.
Yeah. And orange bitters.
Wow.
It is. You would think with those ingredients that this cocktail would be astringent and heavy, and it is so light and refreshing. And
so
bright.
That chamomile comes through, man. It's so punchy. It's beautiful.
This has been the most like eye-opening cocktail for most of my guests that have came in here. Like Scotch cocktail in spring. That's
holy shit.
Still spirit forward. Yeah.
Yeah, really. It's spirit forward, but very lovely and light.
Absolutely.
Well, shit. Well, I say this again that I feel very lucky to be in this position. I get to drink these cocktails. But they're great. You did a great job.
Thank you,
man. And I can't wait to. We'll try a couple others.
Absolutely, we'd love for you to try some more.
Right. So, Austin's calling your name, but you said you got married. So we both did it once because I don't think you're still married. I'm not gonna guess. I don't think. But I did it. I got that one out of the way and just tied it up. The second one, which is the right one.
There you go.
To Alex Trebek,
That's
Howard Stern. Second one.
Yep.
I'm dead serious. I'm like, if it's good
Howard
enough.
Stern, thank you for making that. Love that.
Because he always says that. He had Alex Trebek on. Like, they're both agreeing. It's like, yep, the second wives, they're the best one. It's Alex fucking Trebek.
Yeah.
Like, no other guy you'd rather drink scotch with than him, right? So if he's going to stay loyal, forget about it. Perfect. So how was that? How did that kind of unfold?
It's we had a really like crazy story. We actually kind of grew up a town apart from each other, and our families knew each other. We were actually baptized together.
No
My
shit.
ex-wife and I. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had grown up. We would see each other at weddings where our families had known each other. So all our lives growing up, we just would dance together and just have this
and think nothing of it, right? It's
exactly.
It's that girl again,
and have this like young crush on each other. And then I remember we were in 8th grade or something, and it was another wedding that had brought us together, and we ended up going to a track because the town hall where people would have their wedding receptions was right next to
quaint, isn't it, in Michigan?
Was right next to our high school track.
Oh, okay.
So we went to the track and we sat there under the stars and
bleachers or no bleachers?
No bleachers.
Okay.
Just under the stars, and talked for hours, and that's when I really thought, I was like, wow, I love this girl.
How old were you then? Teenager?
It was 8th grade, so
okay, so
14, 15.
That's
14, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still, you love a lot of things at 14.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there is that is not coincidence. That's supposed to happen like that. Right. Keep running in and out,
And we hadn't seen each other after that. That was the last time I'd seen her in years. And then it wasn't until after I came back from Iraq that she actually got a hold of me.
Really?
And we had met up in Grand Rapids where she was living. I was living in Lansing at the time.
Oh, okay.
And we just hit it off right off the bat. Sparks flew.
Like nothing ever changed, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a very fast engagement, and we were married very quickly after that. I still love her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing woman. She actually still lives here in Austin.
No shit.
She's a manager at Lambert's, actually.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's too close. Too close for me. My ex-wife moved out of Texas. I'm real lucky.
No, we're still friends.
That's good.
And
so
it was just we should have been friends. That's pretty much it.
Was there something? I don't want to make this assumption, but coming back with this kind of lust for life and probably some sense of I'm so glad to be back in the States. Were you just seizing everything? Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of that, and that's probably why I got into riding motorcycle a lot too.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting married, motorcycles,
And we also had she was a sociology major, so we had the same political views after I came back from Iraq too.
So everything's kind of lining up.
Exactly.
It all sounds like it's totally the right timing for everything.
Yeah, it was great.
So how long were you guys married?
2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said she still lives here. Does that mean you moved here together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did.
She come with you to you said showroom too, or is that just
you? She was there as well.
No kidding.
We actually, we say it's not the reason. We just kind of like the name, but we named our dog Chauncey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever told Chauncey that story.
Man, Chauncey, you've been going wild on people's legs lately, man. Maybe it's very in the spirit of Chauncey.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, those are some phenomenal cocktails that I had tried, and that really opened up my mind to Austin and what the cocktail scene was doing down here.
Yeah, it's huge at that point.
Absolutely. And I moved out here and with the idea of doing culinary, running restaurants, and getting into bartending. So
it makes a lot of sense, especially at that time.
Absolutely.
So what year are we talking? 2000?
Would have been 2009.
9, yeah.
No, sorry, 2010.
Huge though at that point.
Absolutely.
So you come down
Peche
here.
Peche is big right now.
Yeah, totally. So Peche, you got Shangri-La and stuff if you want to go get cocktails and be young and shit.
Yeah.
See Bill Murray, right? Which is actually happened. But you are down, so you guys are totally aligned. We're going to go to Austin for sure. And where'd you end up? What was your first gig here?
First gig was Malaga.
Oh, okay.
Started working at Malaga.
I remember that. The wine bar, was that before they moved? They had a...
So yeah, they started out, they were in Peche's location.
Yes, that's right.
And then they moved to 2nd Street. So I was working at the one that, their new location. Started working back at the house with Alejandro, the head chef there. Yeah. And before I knew it, I was a sous chef. And actually putting dishes on the menu.
Really?
Yeah.
Which, because if I recall, tapas, right?
Tapas, yeah. And then after that, I started working with the bar program. Started introducing them into fresher ingredients, and just kind of revamped their whole setup in there.
Yeah. So what is it about spirits that ultimately, or rather like let's just say a bar program, that is maybe more interesting than just food? Because you could have just stayed in the kitchen, like you're saying, you're sous chef, you know?
You know, when I was going to culinary school, the thing that I'd say I was probably the best at and I loved the most was making sauces.
Ah, yes.
And
the mother sauces.
That's exactly what we're doing as bartenders.
Which can I ask you which sauce you particularly like to make? Because they're fun. I screw them up all the goddamn time. I can't make a hollandaise to save my soul, basically. Ooh. I can see the shocking look of despair. Like, how do I get it?
Wow. Yeah, I don't have a favorite sauce. I mean, it depends on the dish.
Yeah, for sure.
Depends on the dish. Just like it's hard for me to even say my favorite cocktail. Depends on the day.
It's a punk ass question. I know. I duly note it. I completely understand. Yeah. But that's the thing I think that's really interesting. It's why I like mole, for example. Oh. Because mole is a cocktail.
Yeah. I judge my Mexican restaurants on their mole.
That's right.
I go to a restaurant. I'm like, can I try your mole?
That's right. Like, I'll get something else. Like, I'll get a margarita and a side of mole.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because it is, in a sense, it's a cocktail. It's just different color.
And a very complex sauce.
For sure. Yeah. Have you had the mole at Fonda San Miguel?
I haven't even been there. I've heard so many good things about it. We're going to go one day, and I guess they didn't open until 5 p.m. We're going to go.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's the one that I just keep thinking about. Even though Oaxaca's great too, obviously, but like in town to be able to go get one that's just so delicious. So this makes sense then. It seems like a real logical evolution. You think about sauces,
very progressive,
balance of flavors, but for one particular goal. Because like a sauce, it can exist on its own. What do you want to put on? Veggies, okay. Meat, okay. But the sauce is the cocktail.
It really is. It's a binder. It brings everything together.
Yeah, it totally is. So what was that first foray you're helping? You said Malaga? I always pronounced it wrong.
Yep, Malaga.
Yeah.
And
then you... they didn't have a full bar, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Did. It was mostly focused on wine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was probably a 100-bottle.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty good.
Absolutely. And you still had a lot of flavored vodkas and stuff there. And
well, sure.
Yeah.
They're still around, if I recall.
Yeah.
There's a place. There's a time and place for
absolutely.
everything. You know?
Absolutely.
And so did you ever kind of, were you the bar manager or?
Yeah, so then I kind of took on the position as bar manager. And
that's like, a lot of people don't make that move effectively from the kitchen to the bar, do they?
Yeah, I'm just going to pretty much credit that to the work ethic that my father kind of instilled in me.
Yeah. But that's okay. So this is a good point. How do you feel? I think it kind of is parallel to this concept of celebrity too, in America especially, right? Like, oh, I'm going to do this one thing that's so extra special. Everybody's going to give a shit all of a sudden, and then you didn't work for it. It's like American Idol, right?
Oh, yeah,
Dave Grohl having big beef with it. Me too. But so, how do you feel about? I'm sure people that have worked for you in your career that really, really are eager to just jump and kind of climb that ladder, but they really don't have the basic work ethic to do it. Do you see that a lot?
I do, especially with this generation that's coming up right underneath me.
Yeah.
And I've the bartenders that I have that are that generation that are underneath me are not that at all.
Yeah.
But then I see some of the servers that I've worked with that are very much that don't have any work ethic at all.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's your place is probably the wrong way to put it, but do you think that it's in some sense like one of the things you should do to be noble, frankly, is set people and really encourage them to work hard?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard battle, but I can't understand where we've gone from. You'd be here at this time, or this many minutes early is on time.
Yeah, right.
That whole kind of idea, or even showing up to an interview on time, or
dude, that one I don't get.
Yeah.
Why would you ever be late for an interview?
It's like, yeah, seriously. I'm sorry, you're not getting the job.
Yeah, you didn't even show up on time for this is special for me. I'm here, interviewing you. Don't get that one at all.
No, not at all. And then just the excuses, but the team that I've created around me has been absolutely phenomenal, and I feel like they understand the work ethic that I expect from them.
Yeah.
And most of these guys, they some of them have came from bartending, or even a couple have came from managing spots. Larry Miller's even.
Yeah, Larry.
Too. And that's
so cool. I didn't realize he's
the biggest veteran here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And but even he showed up a couple minutes late a couple times. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
At least text me.
Yeah.
But anyways.
No, but that's good. I'm glad to hear that, right? Like someone holding. I'm not like Iron Fist and that kind of guy, but it's really important to be on time to things. Yeah. It is, because it really is revealing of one's character. It's important to open doors for people. It's important to be on time. Yeah. But you've got this opportunity, and I imagine like the culture of you like is gonna just permeate the people that work for you.
I mean, it's done well for me all my life.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gotten me into a lot of places, or allowed me to move into positions much more quickly than anybody else.
Because you're reliable. People look at you like we can give this to him. He's gonna be able to handle this.
Absolutely.
And they don't ever second guess that, which is good.
And I the bartenders that I have on my team now, I feel like I could leave and the place is gonna be fine.
That's amazing.
Without me.
That's all you want, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can leave the keys to the castle, the keys to the kingdom.
And I love that these guys they thirst for knowledge and they want to learn and they see everything that we're doing and getting more involved in the culinary aspects and wanting to learn. How do you candy something?
Right, that's a great question.
How do you caramelize something?
That's a good question as well.
So, and they're like, okay, so we get to learn something new every single week.
Yeah.
How do we get to make even the mint looks as green as possible and make it just really vibrant in a cocktail?
And that probably wouldn't have come, like you having a sound culinary foundation is probably what gives life to a lot of these concepts, right?
Absolutely. Especially with the culinary aspects of it.
Yeah.
Making syrups, shrubs, balancing out cocktails,
other kinds of sauces,
refining the palate.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I want these guys. I want them to make cocktail. I want them to come up with their own creations. I don't want them just making something and then putting it out to a customer. I want them to come to me first with it,
right?
And be like, okay, where can we go from here?
Absolutely,
it's good, but what else can we do to tweak it to make it great?
It's I taste these because I'm of course I'm going back and tasting these cocktails. They're lovely, man. They're really good. But the thing that I can tell there's a lot you can tell by a cocktail from somebody, right?
Yes.
These are really thoughtful, but not too overzealous
or
overthought. They're very balanced and very simple, but like calculated.
And me and Larry and I were just talking about this earlier. It's like we go into so many competitions where you see all these bartenders trying to make so many just obscure things,
right?
All these obscure ingredients, and it's like I want my cocktails to be transparent.
Sure.
And if somebody wants to ask me for the recipe for my cocktail, I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah.
If they want to go make it, if they want to even go take it to another restaurant and give it to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Just,
because you're not ego.
Maybe call it the same name or something.
Yeah, right. Like text me, say thanks or something.
Exactly. Right? But make it approachable for the consumer. Make it so, if you are going to do like a syrup, maybe just do like a one ingredient in syrup.
Right.
Not, I don't know.
No, I get it because I always bring it back to the Beatles. I don't know why. Yeah. But it's simple. But why is it simple? It works because it's simple, or is it simple because it works? So I don't know. But like I always Zappa's the other end of the spectrum. Mars Volta, right? Yeah. There are cocktails that are like that, and that's good. Yeah. I like going on journeys every now and again. But if I want to have 3 of something at this exact moment, the way that you've subdued the scotch and allowed the chamomile to kind of really partner with it. Yeah. I mean, dude, I can sing that. That's a melody. I can keep that in my head,
Thank you.
And that's really, really important thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's great. It really did a good job with it. And so I'm curious then, like, you're building the speed in Austin. Obviously, you're working hard. When is Pesce the next move for you?
So actually I started working with Dwayne Clark over at Cherry Street.
Oh, shit, okay.
So that's where I kind of got my foot in the door with Pesce.
Yeah, because it was one of Rob's ideas, right?
Yeah, Rob and, Dwayne.
Yeah.
They kind of did that together.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. And then, after that, went over to Pesce for a minute, and then took on the position at Gordo's Public House.
Oh, shit. The one on Lamar?
No, yep. Up on South Lamar.
Yeah, that's a great, food. God. Yeah, I can't even think about those donuts.
I never ate the donuts, but...
You look fit enough. I imagine you didn't have a donut phase, man. They're delicious, but
yeah, absolutely.
I hate myself so much.
Exactly. But I'll tell you what, we had a lot of good whiskey though, and good
prices. There's a great back bar there.
Absolutely.
You guys had, I can't remember, some kind of blackberry gin cocktail that you had at one point too. At there, a couple times I went.
Oh, what was that called?
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I do know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name right now.
And I think you guys were
it'll come to me.
Plymouth too. I think, which was awesome. Which is a great thing to see that.
Absolutely.
One of the things that influenced me personally very, very deeply. So, like, where is there to go? Because I'm getting the sense that there's probably not any challenge that's too big for you. You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, when's Jeramy going to get defeated? When's he going to get kicked down? And I'm like, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. You have like this invisibility shield or some shit around you. You know?
Oh, thanks.
I can't see it. I'm just assuming it's there.
I mean, I would love to own my own place, and that's kind of the next move for me is owning my own bar concept and restaurant concept, bar restaurant. But I mean, that's where the money is. It's in alcohol. It's in spirits.
Sure.
But I do still enjoy the culinary aspects of pairing cocktails, wine, fortified wines, beer with food. I mean, it's a beautiful symbiosis.
It is, right? And it's weird because it's a different set of flavors that you'd have in a bourbon versus something that you would have in food. Because food doesn't ever go that deep. It doesn't ever go oaky, you know? It doesn't go hot in that same kind of way. So it's cool because you get just this whole other chapter of flavors to work with that stuff.
Absolutely.
Any experiences you've had food-wise that you're like, man, I would love to do something like this? I always think of, ramen, but I can't make ramen. I could try.
I love oyster bars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that and burgers.
Yeah. Amazing.
So.
Well, everybody likes that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And no, scotch and oysters, great. Oysters and bubbles, awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
But no, I also love tartars.
Yeah.
Raw meat, raw beef. Love it.
The farmer in you is like, I know where this comes from.
Whiskey and beef.
Yeah. Blue collar Midwest shit, man. I'm telling you. Although you're more nuanced than that, but still, you know. Well, let's do something because I brought this. You're the first, and I love this. I was like, hey, Jeramy, you know, it's protocol. Do you want me to bring a bottle or do you want to get cocktails off the menu? Like, let's do both.
Let's do both.
No wiser words have I heard today.
Oh, thank you.
So I brought this one. Oh, yeah, we got some water, which is good. This, you know, I'm a huge Heaven Hill guy. I love this stuff
absolutely.
that they put out. And I can't wait to, maybe someday I'll get to meet Parker Beam. But this is the 6th edition of the Parker's Heritage, which is so crazy every goddamn year. They do like this they did a wheat whiskey last year. They did a malt whiskey this year. I'm not even sure what it's going to be. I haven't seen the label for it this year. But anyway, so they're doing crazy stuff. So for 6th edition, they did a blend of mash bills at cask strength. And then this thing clocks in at 65.8.
Love it.
Insanely good. Unfiltered, you can tell. And I'm going to let you... Well, actually, you know, you poured me a cocktail. Let me pour you this.
One of my favorite bourbons, William LaRue, and you're talking just
so good.
High octane, but
it's
so balanced. Yeah, absolutely.
Insanely good.
Beautiful.
What's your bottle? Is there one that you can just always go to and sip?
My go-to bottle is Talisker 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Isle of Skye, Island of Scotch. Nice peatiness, but not overbearing peatiness to it. Great salinity and great floral notes. For the price, in my opinion, you can't beat it.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Man, sorry, I'm getting I've come under the spell of this fucker, and it is like, dude, at 65, I gotta put some water in there. Well, now I've got, you know, I think about all these other people I've met, and some work hard. Everybody works hard. Oh yeah, don't let me interrupt that moment. How was that?
That's beautiful. That's so well balanced.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's got the perfect amount of oak on there. Not too grassy.
Mm-hmm.
It's very well balanced. You're right, though. It does need a little bit of water to open that up.
I swear I'm still a man. I promise you.
Oh, no.
Like 45, 47 is
that's what I tell
perfect
people. I'm like, normally I don't add water.
Yeah.
Unless it's like super high octane cask strength to really open it up because it needs it.
It does. Well, and it breaks stuff out of suspension. You get more creaminess. I mean, there's some scientific reasons.
Absolutely. You won't ever see me put an ice cube in my whiskey, though.
Me either. Yeah. I don't know. It's not iced in the barrel.
Exactly. The warmer it is, the more flavor you get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So. You get that. And these are wonderful glasses for it, too. Yeah, man. Wow. Well, so I suspect that, man, are you thinking 5 years? Are you thinking 10 years for like being able to open your own place? I can imagine. You could do it in 2.5 years.
I've got
plans.
There's something in the works.
Yeah.
There's something in the works.
Do you want to keep it in Austin?
For now.
Yeah.
Yes. The first concept will be in Austin.
Interesting. So brilliant.
Yeah.
You want to get back there and cook again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, you know what? Here's kind of a funny story. Growing up on the farm, my brother was huge into hunting. Not a lot of my family was really into hunting, but my brother just got into it. And
what kind of hunting? Buck or boar?
Yeah,
or what? Okay.
buck, bear, and coyote.
Okay, coyote, no shit.
Sorry, deer, whitetail, okay. not just buck.
Damn coyote.
Yeah, he had his own hounds and everything. Chase coyote, bear, stuff. But hunting bored the shit out of me.
Yeah, so, sitting in the same because you're
sitting, or even just like being out in the truck and driving around.
Right, like that's not too exciting, right?
No, especially when you're growing up and on the farm and everything.
Yeah,
I could pretty much open my window and shoot a deer if I wanted to.
Sure.
But whenever he would bring home any meat, I would always butcher it.
Oh, really?
Skin it and butcher it.
Where do you learn how to do that?
It's just honestly, it's something I kind of taught myself. I just kind of read about it, and then my dad kind of taught me a little bit, but then I think I kind of went a little further into it.
Interesting.
And it was very meditative for me.
Just the process driven, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just very primal and meditative, and just being able to sit there and be just engulfed in blood and that smell.
Yeah.
And it balanced me in a lot of ways.
That's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Everybody, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's primal, like you said. I mean, that's somewhere in both of us. There's some genes, right, that we had to do that shit.
Nope.
Yeah. And so would he always, like at some point would he bring in the deers and he's like, all right, here you go. Like pretty just much, expect that you would do it. That's the dirty work, literally, He's like, oh, well, you're going to do this.
Absolutely. I loved it though.
Yeah.
So, doing all that stuff and then just packaging all the meat, and that was great. But no, I love cutting.
Yeah.
I've got a nice set of knives, at my bar that I let my bartenders use.
Yeah.
They better clean them and use them right.
Yeah. But they have to sharpen them too. Do you make them sharpen them?
I do all the sharpening.
Okay.
I don't trust them to do sharpening.
I think so. That's what I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they do a good job cleaning the knives. But I enjoy working with knives, and just especially with butchering, and I could definitely see having something related to that.
I mean, what are you bad at? I'm trying to find something, right? Like you're not bald, you're not fat, you've got good knife skills, you've got good taste as well. So it's like, what is something is there anything that you think like I'd actually like to work on that?
Playing guitar.
Oh, see, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
Did you actually play guitar? Or
no.
You just gonna dabble?
No, I've tried to pick up a guitar probably 5 times, and I don't have the patience for it.
Really?
Yeah.
There are 6 strings. That's quite a lot.
I just, I played saxophone in high school.
Me too. Alto?
And, alto sax.
Oh, yeah.
And
got all the ladies, right?
I loved it. It was great. And, but for some reason, my fingers cannot play guitar for the life of me. But again, it's just some patience. I also can't play golf just because I don't have the patience for golf.
Well, who does? So. I mean, you're not old enough yet, I think.
Yeah,
you gotta be like in your 40s and doing business deals on the fucking court.
Close to being there.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's great, and I think that we'll hopefully have a couple more cocktails downstairs. Get to check out the bar, which is lovely. That's really, really good.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. How long have you been here now?
Since we opened. In July.
Very cool.
I was here about a month before that.
Did they recruit you in, or was
they kind of poached me?
They courted you.
They kind of poached me. Before this, I was the bar manager over at Winflow.
Oh yeah,
another Italian restaurant, and so
these cocktails are far superior, in my personal opinion. Like 100.
I agree, and that has a lot to do with one of my mentors, Robert Milliken. Had kind of taken my craft even to another level. I learned a lot from Dwayne at Pichet.
Yeah.
But working with Robert and actually sometimes testing a little too much the cocktails that we were making.
Yeah.
And there was sometimes we would make 15 cocktails with just little different variations, just to make sure we found the most balanced one.
I see.
And so, I mean, I kind of take that whole concept in with any of the cocktails that I do here. I'll make 10 to 15 cocktails with different vermouths or different ingredients or different ratios, and these ones might be good, but
it's that specific one. You're like Phil Spector, man.
Yeah.
It's not that. No, it's got to be exactly the same. But again, that kind of level of detail and just understanding it, even that one ingredient out of balance can shift the whole thing.
Absolutely.
You got to go.
We had a bartender that I did not hire that called me militaristic.
Really?
When you first.
Because you made him show up on time? That's not fair.
Well, besides that, I could see when they were doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Or taste it. If they didn't have the right amount of bitters in there.
Yeah, you can taste it.
Easily.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They were like, no, it's fine. Like, no, that's not what we.
What the
that's
hell?
not what we fucking do here.
Yeah.
We don't fucking do that.
We don't put out fine cocktails.
Yeah.
Right?
Put out perfect. It's got to be perfect every time. The garnish has got to look good. Everything. Even if you got a crooked garnish, you better straighten that shit.
Yeah. Man, military right there. I imagine you took to the Army pretty well then, man.
I did.
Would you say it was fun at any point?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, before I went to Iraq, I had a blast in the military.
Really?
And honestly, even when I was over there working with some special forces guys, those were probably the most rewarding missions that I went on, were with these guys. But these guys were doing the missions that actually made a difference. The stuff where you could actually think for yourself. You weren't being commanded by some drone that is just getting these bullshit directives from some higher up that hasn't even been out on the field at all.
And you can see the frustration mounting, man. Yeah, seriously.
That's what we got whiskey for.
The great equalizer.
And
so those guys are imagine them really, really intelligent guys.
Oh, absolutely. And I thought about it when I got back from Iraq. I was like, either I'm getting out or I'm going to join special forces.
Yeah.
And I decided to get out instead. And
it seems like it's paid off pretty well so far.
Yeah, I'm very happy where I am right now.
You think about marriage number 2 at all?
I'll tell you what, man. I've got an amazing girlfriend right now.
Yeah.
It's the easiest relationship I've ever been in.
Are you like kind of you're disarmed by it a little bit, and you're kind of wait?
Yeah.
These are normally really hard.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is she lurking in the back behind me, like ready to pounce?
Well, I'll tell you what. Like when I was married to my first wife, I think the biggest thing was probably my work ethic. That was probably our biggest issue. Was that I work too damn much.
Sure.
In this industry,
you have to. Yeah.
I mean, it takes one hell of a woman to marry a guy in this industry.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see it happen a lot.
No.
There's only a couple that can count.
You don't see them last.
Sure.
And the girl I'm with now, she's in the industry as well.
Oh, cool.
She's on the wine side.
Perfect.
But she understands it. She's very, very supportive. She doesn't like me being gone all the time.
Right.
Me working all these crazy
But she's
hours.
not going to hold it against you either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we also enjoy our alone time. So it's okay for us to go without seeing each other for 2 days or so, or longer. If say we want to go on vacation separate, or she's got some wine thing that she has to go to.
Yeah.
And I've got some whiskey thing that I need to go to.
East meets West, man.
Exactly.
It's amazing. Well, that's good. I'm glad because you're not jaded about it, and I think there's so much. Even if you're orderly and a really, really process based, which is good because it's the only way to reproduce anything in a quality way is to do it exactly the same every time, right? Yeah. But they're still loving these cocktails, man. Like I hope no one ever says like, well, he's too stoic, he's too stern, because I can tell that your flavors and like the ways that you think about things, like it's a very evocative, and it comes through on this stuff, man.
Thank you.
It's really good, really good. It's been really a pleasure hanging out and chatting and everything.
Yeah, likewise.
So, and thanks for setting up some space up here.
My pleasure.
It's really good, Jeremy. If you need anything, man, let me know for sure. I'll get you some booze, man. Yeah, not a huge promise, right?
I've got about 50 bottles of whiskey and scotch at my place.
There you go. See, perfect, man. Thanks so much for chatting.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Well, there we have it. What do you guys think about the hard-working, bearded beverage director of Juliet in Austin, Texas, Jeramy Campbell? He's got a great story, amazing work ethic, and also such a promising future in the industry. He alluded to opening perhaps a few concepts here in the near future. And as Lush Life's The Bar Institute comes into Austin, Texas, June 13th and June 14th of 2016, you will get a lot of great personalities in town. You'll get a lot of bar matchups. You'll get some products, get to learn. And Jeramy is actually presenting a class on either the 13th or the 14th called Poker Face, making the right deals with brands, in parentheses, and making them work for you. It's about reciprocity with your distributors and building a great program. So catch that class if you can at the Bar Institute, June 13th and June 14th, presented by Lush Life. And I am sure Jeramy will have an inspiring chat. We were just talking about slides today. So thanks everybody for listening to Show to V with Mike G. No matter if you're contemplating buying those tickets for the Bar Institute in Austin, Texas, June 13th and June 14th, do that. Buy those tickets. I'd love to see you. I'm hosting a class. Jeramy's hosting a class. Jessica Sanders, Omar, many of the guests on Show to V will be there to share their tales. No matter if you're thinking about buying those tickets or if you're thinking about going to the Townsend this evening to get a highborn martini, please keep dancing.